LeBron James didn't seem too bothered when asked about the blockbuster James Harden to Brooklyn trade, and the Lakers remain the favorites for the titles. But when it comes to star power, I mean, does it get any better than Los Angeles versus BK? For more, I'm joined now by our Ben Picken and fantasy exec Corey Parson. And guys, if the finals is anything other than Lakers Nets, is that a disappointment, Ben?
I mean, I think it's certainly a disappointment for either of those teams if they don't make the finals. Both are expecting to be in the finals, and I think both are expecting to win the NBA championship. But the reality is this, Robin, there are going to be some disappointed teams in this year's postseason. If you just look at the last few years of NBA history, there are a number of teams who have pushed all their futures and draft assets into the middle of the table, going all in for winning right now. Look at the Milwaukee Bucks and their trade for Jrue Holiday. Look at the Clippers and what they did to get Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. You see the Lakers, they mortgaged some of their future assets to get Anthony Davis, and now you have the Nets giving up 7 draft picks in essence to get James Harden, plus a number of other very good young players. So there are 4 really good teams just there on that short list who have mortgaged their future because they want to win right now, win an NBA championship this season or in the near future. So we're going to see some disappointment, but for those 2 teams specifically, yes, I do think it will be a disappointment for both of them and their respective fan bases if they're not playing in the NBA championship.
And there are a lot of NBA fans out there who are a little bit bothered by this sort of topic, right? Where you're leaving out the rest of the league because there are other great stars and there are other good teams, Corey.
Yeah, it is. But when you look at it right now, DraftKings Sportsbook, the Lakers are still the favorite to be the NBA champions at plus 240. But the Brooklyn Nets jumped up right below them at plus 300. The Brooklyn Nets are now the favorite to win the Eastern Conference at plus 140. So for casual fans or for Brooklyn Net fans, I think it'll be a disappointment. But when you look at the Eastern Conference, I think it's about 6 teams that could be playing in the Eastern Conference Finals. Obviously, when you get a guy like James Harden, you pay him with Kevin Durant, it looks real good. Now, Kyrie Irving, on the other hand, you have to be a basketball player to be in this mix, and right now he is not that. So I think that it would be a disappointment, yes, but I still think there's still plenty of other good teams in the Eastern Conference. I think the Lakers are going to win the West easily. I still think there's plenty of other good teams in the Eastern Conference that'll give us an exciting NBA Finals.
If you ask Adam Silver this question, he would say no, it's not a disappointment. But if you put him on a polygraph, it might go off.